Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Now, listen, y'all know I really don't I don't really pay attention to sports um, like that. However, when it's a mess that catches my attention, then I start to kind of peep around the corner. What's going on? What they said? What they said? Right? That's me. Well, I saw a story the other day, and to me, it really didn't grab my attention because it's just kind of like same story, different cast, same script, different cast, right? Man cheats on his wife, has an affair with someone at work. We hear this story all the time. I don't care. People cheat every day. People cheat. People gonna be cheating after I die, before I die. It is what it is. That's not interesting to me. However, the story I saw continue to stick around. And I'm like, what's so different about this story, this man cheating, than any other man cheating, right? Now, I did see some things, right? She's white, he's a nigga. So I'm like, well, what's going on? So I decided to, stick my head on in through the door. When I tell you this is crazy. All right. So I first saw this on the Neighborhood Talk, and they reported, I'm going to read a couple of articles, okay? Because it gets messier as we go along. So they reported messy. University of Michigan head football coach fired after he was exposed for allegedly having an affair with his assistant and making her get, we call them heaven babies on my channel, making her get a heaven baby. Man reportedly had Plan B DoorDash to his office, which sparked suspicion. So neighbors, get into this. It's so messy. The University of Michigan head football coach Sherrone Moore is without a job and behind bars after he was exposed for having an affair with his assistant, which later turned into him threatening to off himself and the woman, leading to his arrest. Everything came crumbling down for Moore yesterday when he was fired from the head coach position. The school claimed he had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer, so they terminated his contract without cause. They terminated his contract with cause, meaning he is leaving with no money. We're going to get into his money in a little bit. Shortly after his firing, Moore reportedly went home to his wife where a heated altercation ensued. Moore allegedly threatened to off himself due to the scandal being exposed. He then left his house and went to his alleged mistress's, Paige Shiver, house where he threatened to unalive her, then himself. He allegedly put a knife to her throat and claimed she ruined his life. Nigga. He was eventually arrested for assault and thrown in jail, where he is currently still waiting to be arraigned. It was later revealed by sports journalist Scott Hughes that Moore and his affair were reportedly exposed by a DoorDasher who delivered Plan B to his office and then later gave an anonymous tip to athletic department about the bizarre delivery.
Oh. Why would she say that? Like,
When I tell you people are nosy, when I tell you people are nosy, because quiet as it's kept, Mr. DoorDash and Miss DoorDasher, that ain't had nothing to do with you. Nothing. Okay? Through an investigation, it was revealed that Moore and Paige had conceived a baby, but Moore reportedly forced her to get a heaven baby.
baby.
Then he allegedly boosted her salary by a couple of thousands of dollars to keep her happy. Child, doing all this when you have a wife and 3 kids at home is diabolical. Then to crash out and get yourself arrested, shaking my head. Thoughts, neighbors? So this is the next thing, right? Let's look at her salary. So it was reported that her salary before she got a raise was $58,025. She was then bumped up to $90,000. That's a nasty raise. That's a nasty raise.
We drinking strawberry and champagne. Hold on, let me get a strawberry. Let me get a strawberry. I love it. Drop it in my drink. I say now we really drinking strawberry and champagne.
That's a nasty raise. Okay? That ain't even nothing compared to what he was making. Let's get into what he was making. Before I get into what he was making, let me briefly read over the other article because it has just a tad bit more details. Okay, so this is according to Yahoo Sports. So it starts out with basically, former Michigan coach Sherrone Moore was charged Friday with third-degree home invasion, stalking and breaking and entering without breaking after his detainment on Wednesday. He was later released on a $25,000 bond with his next hearing set for January the 22nd, 2026. The home invasion charge is a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $2,000 fine. The stalking and breaking entering charges are misdemeanors, punishable up to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine, and up to 90 days in jail and a $5,000 fine, respectively. During the arraignment, the prosecutor said that Moore and the victim, who called police on Wednesday, had an intimate relationship for several years. Our victim broke up with the defendant on Monday morning. She presented herself to the school and corroborated the fact that they had a relationship. But Miss Thing when it's told. Miss Thing said, I ain't about to lose this 90,000.
But nothing in this world that I like more than checks. Money. All I really want to see is the money. I don't.
But Miss Thing said, I'm not about to lose this 90,000. The prosecutor said that Moore grabbed butter knives and kitchen scissors at the woman's house. Now they're just saying that that he threatened to take his own life and that his blood was on her hands because you ruined my life. The Neighborhood Talk said they reported that he threatened himself and threatened to take her out. So let me just say this. We'll get into it. Hold up. Moore's attorney Joseph Simon said my client is 39 years old, zero prior criminal history, zero contact with the criminal justice system. There's no evidence to suggest he's a threat to public safety. According to Wall Street Journal on Friday, Michigan received a tip in October that Moore had been in a relationship with a staffer. Though both Moore and the woman denied they had a relationship as Michigan investigated. However, the school still hired an outside law firm to further investigate. On Wednesday, per the WSJ, the woman told the firm that she had a relationship with Moore for approximately 2 years until 2024. See, this is a different thing because they were saying that she broke up with him just the other day. But they're reporting that supposedly she said that they had a relationship for approximately 2 years up until 2024. But if you had a relationship up to 2024, then you had no need. Why would she need to break up with him the other day? You see what I'm saying? Nonetheless, it still was an inappropriate relationship, okay? There were email, text, and phone records to prove it. What it sounds like to me was, girl, she started getting scared. She probably heard about this ongoing investigation, and she just went ahead and told. On Thursday, Michigan president said that the school's investigation into Moore is still ongoing. When the findings of a university investigation into Coach Moore's behavior were presented on Wednesday, we immediately terminated his employment. Yeah. And so, okay. And then they also talked about his income. When I tell you I was sick to my stomach when I saw this. So listen to this. Michigan fired head coach Sherrone Moore for cause Wednesday for an alleged relationship with a staff member following a university investigation. We're getting to his pay. I just want to read this part so I can get to the dollar amount. I know I'm being repetitive, but I just want to include this. Just give me like 2 seconds. While Moore's legal team and personal situation remain unclear following his detainment by police on Wednesday, the for-cause nature of his firing means his contract ends immediately and he will not be owed any money. Moore was nearing the end of the second year of a 5-year contract that paid him around $5.6 million annually.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
I just don't understand why it's so difficult for people to not have self-control when it comes to their penis or even their vaginas. Because we've heard stories of women getting into inappropriate relationships at work too, right? Amy, what's the white lady? Amy and TJ, remember? Didn't they work at Good Morning America, right? Was it Good Morning America? Was it the Today Show? One of those shows. They had an affair. They were both, I think, terminated. I don't know how you have that type of salary and you are willing to risk it all knowing damn well what you have signed. Maybe y'all didn't read I think one of the things that I have so much stuff running through my head. I think one of the things that really bothers me the most is how we are at our big ass ages and there are still a large group of people out there who do not understand you are not supposed to have relationships with people at your job, especially if they are considered underneath you, your subordinate, okay? Like, it's considered inappropriate. Even if you take out the fact that he was married, it would still be considered inappropriate. And then they're also reporting that she got the raise due to you sleeping with her. So not only are you having this inappropriate relationship, girl, you're also being funny with the money. You're using the funds to cover up this inappropriate relationship to keep her quiet because they say you shot up her club, got her knocked up, and then made her have a heaven baby. Like, it's so much shit that happened that is out of line with this story. I tell this story all the time. I used to work at Nordstrom, Houston Galleria, okay? There was a black girl who was, I'm being real messy right now. There was a black girl who was, I think she was the assistant manager of Savvy Topshop. They say she was in a relationship with this black man, an LP. They found out that they were in a relationship, and guess who got fired? She didn't get fired. I was surprised, because I would let her ass go too. He got fired. Because you're supposed to be watching the people steal, and you over here, girl, sleeping with her. Y'all really have to be careful with these relationships. My ex-boyfriend, we met at work. The difference between me and my ex-boyfriend is that he was not over me. I was not over him. We were both customer service representatives. Girl, we was both answering the phone. Thank you for calling so-and-so. How can I help you? Girl. It does it does amaze me at how many people still don't know, even if a relationship is considered consensual at work, how it could still be deemed inappropriate. The best thing I can tell people to do is stop shitting where you sleep. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't give a fuck about that being no white lady. I don't. Because y'all niggas still ain't learned y'all lesson. That lady didn't ruin your life. You ruined your own life. Girl, one, his wife is white. Girl, okay? The mistress is white. Okay? That white lady didn't ruin your life. You ruined your life. All you had to do was take your black ass up to that schoolhouse. Girl, throw a football around a few times a week. Girl, tell those people what plays they need to run. Make sure they win as many games as possible. And then carry your black ass back home.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
If you wanted to have an affair, why just not have an affair with a bitch who work on the other side of town? I get it. It's easy to sleep with somebody at your job because you're around these people all the time. Y'all are traveling all the time. I get it. But at some point, y'all are going to have to start realizing what you can lose. And it does not make your situation any better that you are a nigga. And you did go over to that lady's house. And it's just not any lady. It's America's sweetheart. A white woman with blonde hair. And you over there acting a goddamn fool, nigga. Allegedly threatening her. Talking about the blood is on your hands. No, it ain't. The blood gonna be on your hands, nigga. And on my kitchen floor. You better get your ass up out of my house. I wouldn't be surprised if she lost her job. If she did, she did. To lose that type of salary because you have no self-control is absolutely diabolical. You have no one to blame but yourself. And then you get fired, and then you don't get any of your money, girl. So not only are you suicidal, and you unemployed, and you don't have no access to the money, girl. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. I will never understand people who are not able to control themselves for X amount of hours while they're at work. And you know what is at stake. You know what's on the line. You know. And no, I don't want to hear shit about him being a nigga and her being a white lady, because at this point in 2025, y'all already know what the setup is. And this is coming from I completely believe, I'm an advocate for love is love. If you find somebody, if they're white, black, I don't give a fuck what color they are. If you find somebody, you fall in love with them, girl, marry, girl, do whatever what you want to do. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, as someone who has slept with white men, and I will still sleep with the motherfuckers to this day if I want to. If I ever got into a situation, I'll just say this. If I got into a situation with a white man and he fucked around and called me the N-word with a hard ER, I wouldn't even come and tell y'all. Girl, I just have to just eat it. But for niggas to still be getting caught up with white women in 2025 and wanting to put the blame on them, girl, please. We're not doing that shit no more. Y'all niggas know. And the first thing y'all be wanting to yell is Emmett Till. One, Emmett Till was innocent, okay? Emmett Till ain't broken to nobody's house and girl threatened them and threatened themselves. That didn't happen. Okay? It's like, girl, whitefish went up to the school and told. Baby, it started getting hot in the kitchen. And the thing is, I'm about to say something, I'm not going to take it back. People don't care about people cheating. They don't. They don't. You do have some jobs out there where they really take cheating seriously, and it is a reflection of the integrity that you're supposed to hold, and you will lose your job, right? But for the most part, people don't care about cheating. They don't. So even if he would have just gotten caught up in the shit and he just would have went off, he probably could have had another job. But where you fucked up, sir, is you went to the bitch house, girl, threatening her allegedly, threatening yourself. Now it's starting to become this. When you should have just took your pink slip and your white box and just went on about your business. And you probably could have had an assistant head coach, another head coach position in another year or so. Ain't that what Neil Long's baby daddy did? Now he in Houston. Ain't he the head coach for the Houston Rockets or something? He was up there messing with that white lady too. Wasn't he messing with a white whore? Now she a white whore. Wasn't he messing with that white whore? His hoish ass lost his job. He had another job within a year or so. I was over here thinking, like, I wonder how much he made. I'm nosy. I was like, I wonder how much he made. And when I saw his salary, I said, whoa. I was not expecting. I keep forgetting that, girl, these college football coaches can make bank. I keep forgetting that. You really just ruined your entire career over a little piece of pussy. You ruined your career and your livelihood because you had no self-control over a piece of puss. And now you could possibly lose your family. You've already lost your job. From the sounds of it, it sounds like you might be suicidal. If I were his wife, he would not have access to my kids at all. Yes. We see too many stories of men who will harm themselves and everybody in the motherfucking house. So it's like everything is just going to start to be a domino effect because of your actions. You should have just cheated. Girl, got caught. Girl, took your L and went and found you another job as quickly as possible. You wouldn't be the first man who got caught cheating, and you're not going to be the last. And for the most part, people usually don't care. There might be a consequence like you losing your job, but for the most part, I feel like you could find another one. I cannot believe that man messed up his whole life. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I do understand that in life, it is a different set of rules for black men and white men. I do. With that being said, y'all niggas gonna have to learn you're not white. And you're gonna have to start accepting some accountability for your actions. Even if the outcome is unfair, we have to start at A. If you wouldn't have put yourself in this position, we would not be having this conversation. But here we are. Because you lacked self-control and you were not able to just take your black ass to work, do your job, and then take your black ass back home. And maybe have an affair with somebody in Italy. We would have never known. Have an affair with somebody in New York. Or just not do it at all. But if you're going to do it, be smart about it. I sound like a trifling nigga trying to give tips to how to cheat. But y'all get what I'm trying to say? You sleep with a white girl at your job. Shit get hot in the kitchen. She go and tell. Yeah, I was fucking a nigga. Can I keep my job, though? And then they fire you. And she probably still employed. Hey! Making that $90,000, baby. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.